What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran, and we're going back to their 1995 cover album, Thank You Again. Once again, thank you to Philip for making this available before I had the physical copy myself. But we're up to a tune called Crystal Ship, and I'm aware that this is a Doors tune. Now, I know the Doors to a certain extent, not extensively, but I know a few of their hit tunes as well as maybe three or four other tunes that aren't necessarily one of their bigger hits, but which one or more of my friends were very fond of. I had a couple friends who were big Doors fans. So yeah, I've heard, let's say, like a half dozen to maybe 10 of their tunes. So I have a general sense of, what their sound is. They have that keyboard, sort of heavy sound on several of the songs, but also a sort of, kind of driving rock feel. Obviously, Morrison's voice is a big part of what they did and, what made them so memorable to people. So again, I have a general sense of how the Doors sound, though I don't think I've ever heard the name or the song Crystal Ship. So yeah, I don't really have a direct point of comparison for this song. I just have a sort of more general understanding of what the Doors sound like, and therefore, what I might have expected this song to sound like once I hear it in the Duran format. But lyrically, or not lyrically, in terms of the title, I am intrigued. A ship, it's a vessel, a vehicle, and whether you're transporting goods or people or, just sightseeing or so on, and, historically ships would refer to traveling over bodies of water, the oceans and seas and so on, or rivers. But in more modern times, at least since the 20th century, you could say that ships are also used in terms of traveling through space. But again, generally speaking, ships are designed to be sturdy, not only to withstand the normal requirements demanded of a ship, which is to say to stay afloat, to be able to be navigable and to be able to be steered in a certain direction as intended. But one must also be able to withstand environmental hazards, both more predictable and, say, periodic, as well as those more rare and anomalous, but perhaps more disastrous. So to build a ship out of crystal would seem a dubious move, right? It seems a sort of contradiction or oxymoronical term in the sense that if you were to build a vessel, a ship that is meant to be durable and to withstand all the environmental requirements and hazards when traveling over some body of water or space, then you would likely build it out of steel or wood or something that is more durable. But I'm also thinking that crystal, in many contexts, is seen as finery. It is seen as like a refined and desirable and valuable material, and also one that can be used for ostentation and sort of, ornamentation and to make things look very fancy. So in that context, a sort of crystal ship could be something that is very alluring and desirable and seemingly valuable, but which is intensely fragile because, again, like any crystal, it can fracture easily, it can break and shatter easily. So yeah, there's a few different themes that are suggested, so we'll have to see, what, if anything, of those ideas is at play. But yeah, bottom line, let's get it. This is Duran Duran from their 1995 album, the cover album, Thank You, and the track is Crystal Ship, originally a Doors song.
Before you sink into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss, another flashing chance of bliss, another kiss, another kiss.
I like the groove of this. Kind of has that underwater guitar feel a little bit. Echoed and maybe panned back and forth.
Deliver me from reasons why you'd rather cry. I'd rather fly. The crystal ship is being filled. 1,000 girls, 1,000 thrills, 1,000,000 ways to spend your time. When we get back, I'll drop a
I like that end a lot. It was a bit shorter than I thought it was going to be. I mean, generally speaking, the Doors songs I know are a bit longer. But it's funny, as I was listening, I was thinking that, like, the voice is different, and perhaps the percussion and the some aspects of the production are very different from what I would expect from a Doors song. But the overall atmosphere and vibe, it gave me a bit of like a Doors vibe. So again, I haven't heard the original. Maybe it is very far away from that, but again, it felt closer to what I would have expected, knowing the original was a Doors song, than like if you had said like, oh, this is a another Bob Dylan song, I would have been very surprised, or I would have thought that this sound would have been notably different from say a Dylan song. So again, I have no direct indication if that's true. Maybe the original is very different. But it didn't feel a million miles away from a Doors song. Maybe just, a little bit down the road and over to the right. But yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it a lot. As I said, one of the guitar layers felt like it kind of had that underwater guitar thing which was in Come Undone, and another one that I reacted to recently, which of course in the moment and given, I've been reacting to a lot of stuff. It's eluding me in the moment, but yeah, it felt like maybe that was at play there too. It did seem like there was maybe more than one guitar layer, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved the atmosphere. It was maybe not psychedelic, but it had kind of this like dreamy kind of state to it a little bit. So yeah, cool tune. Like I said, I'd be interested now to go and hear the Doors version and just to sort of compare and see what that one is like and how far away or close to this one it is. But yeah, do let me know what you think of this cover. The next time we come back to this album, let me just check really quickly. We will be up to the song Ball of Confusion, which is, it's a Temptation song. That's fantastic. I do very much like Motown, and in particular the Temptations, as well as the Four Tops and some others. But yeah, very much looking forward to that. Do let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.